Okay, I gotta say first and foremost, my other chair broke, so I don't know where I'm gonna be sitting at in the camera because this chair is so damn short that I'm sitting in. But hopefully, I get that fixed very soon. But other than that, though, this episode of Black Clover, essentially, we're getting into the meat and potatoes of this arc. Next episode, we find out that Lotus from the military branch and the Diamond Kingdom is there, and I guess he's supposed to be pretty strong, the Wizard King says. But apparently, someone who seems far superior than even him in strength is there, and he can attack without people even realizing he's attacking. Apparently, as we see Mimosa go down, and Claus is kind of astonished by that. But before we really get into all that, let's hop into the OP one more time. But not just the OP. Let's actually hop into the ED too. You know, these two opening, this opening and ending just. It reminds me of one of the Naruto ones, and I would be damned if someone can tell me which original, like the first series of Naruto, that this opening is reminding me of. Which one is it? Because I know it's reminding me of one of them, I just can't remember, but the visuals and the music are just, I love them. I just gotta say it one more time. But other than that, actually hopping into, the actual video, we find out some cool stuff in this episode, and that is that Golden Dawn Captain even thinks that is going to surpass everyone in Golden Dawn, including himself, and he's like, we need him to get strong. So what evil is coming? And that's something that is definitely foreshadowing, saying, hey, we need these two. We need them. And repeatedly, we get to see that. People kind of put emphasis on their power, right? Saying that they do need these people to get stronger, and they're going to get stronger, and Asta together. So now the Noel and Mimosa thing I thought was really funny in this episode, seeing those two go back and forth at it, and like they're like doing it nicely. Noel seemed definitely stuck up about it, but Mimosa, like, you can tell she's taking shots, but she seems just so nice about it. But that whole scene in general is something that I really did enjoy, because Claus and Asta just, they have that natural chemistry that I love. Like they go at each other's throats, and their ideas are just so different, to the point where if he doesn't like people who aren't, who are from the Forsaken Realm in general, people who aren't nobles per se, but yet if you are not a noble and you're not in his squad, then he just, we saw what he does. So we saw what he did and tried to do to Austin. Austin just stood his ground and stood pat. But speaking of Mimosa, I want to hop into her power really quick here. So Mimosa's power, I think, is like really, 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 like that's one of the powers that is almost a must in any squad, I think. And that's because, like, let's say you go into the enemy territory and, like, this maze, to instantly walk in and say, I don't know the layout, the layout of the land, and then bam, you can pull it up like that because your creation magic runs through the ground and it can just tell you everything you need to know. That's huge, man. That means you'll never be in a situation to where someone can get positioning advantage on you, or get vantage points on you. You could be the one getting vantage points on them or counteracting their vantage points. So like in terms of war and stuff like that, like that's huge, man. Like I did not expect that to happen there. So I was really caught off guard by that. But let's talk about Luck. So Luck in this episode is going up against the Lotus of the Abyss, and apparently he's pretty strong, as I did talk about a little bit earlier. Now, Lotus of the Abyss is someone who only has been defeated by Yami, and that's when Yami was young. We got to see like a little, kind of like card. He's kind of showed us a card of Yami, like a still screen of Yami whenever he's younger. And Yami is that strong then. How strong is this man now? I mean, we got to see just like his power, whenever he's charging up during the whole like event thing. I can't remember what they called that, but the squad selection thing. But seeing that he took him down so long ago at that young age is pretty impressive, and now seeing Luck actually be, smoke magic was something that's pretty cool. I love the variety of magic in the show in general. I think the show does a really good job by that, and we get to see that we also do get someone with some ice magic, but we'll get into that in 1 second. So we get to see Luck he's immobilized, essentially. Like he's breaking down. The smoke magic is getting to him, that is in the room that is supposed to make him weaker. And all of a sudden we hear someone in his voice saying, win, Luck, keep winning, win. And that's in his head, right? Obviously. So that's all mental stuff, psychological stuff going on there. And it makes you wonder, what happened to him to make him like this, make him crazy? Did someone die on the battlefield? Did his mom, dad, sibling die on the battlefield, and then that, like, they said, keep winning, Luck, do not, lose, and that just kind of like made him this, I guess, power, or this fight hungry warrior per se, this crazed person in terms of battling other people? That's something that I think you have to ask there, and I think that's pretty obvious that it's something along the lines may have happened like that. Maybe not like exactly like that, but something like that did happen. So other than that, though, the last thing we need to talk about is that other wizard that attacked Mimosa. So Mimosa gets attacked, blindsided. They didn't even know the magic was coming, and that's pretty scary because if they can cloak their magic even like that, they have great magic control, obviously. So now the magic went through her cloak, even that is supposed to like repel magic from doing that. So obviously the magic is really freaking strong if it did that also. And we get to see the guy, and he's just like, move, get out of the way. He looks like a total badass, to be honest with you. Um, I'm interested to see what's going to happen next. Klaus and Yuno up against this guy. Maybe there'll be another report that comes into the, the kingdom that's saying, hey, yo, they sent this guy out. This guy's been sent out. Then of course, the Magic King will be like, oh, shit. We got to send out Yami or someone, because we know that they can jump to that place right away. We got to see the pretty boy guy. I can't remember his name, but he teleported them within like a couple hundred feet of the, of the maze. So, of the dungeon. So we know that they can get there, and it'll be believable if they do send someone there. So that'd be nice to see. I mean, other than that, though, guys, I thought this episode was really good. Really enjoyed it. Really loved it. It's just setup, and I thought it'd give us some stuff of luck that will get us hyped up for next week. And next week, it's got to go in. Next week, it can't be slow. It can't leave out action. This is its time. You're shonen. You got to act upon your genre there. So, know yourself. Know your meta, right? Have self-awareness. This is the time. People are getting stale. People are going to leave if this arc doesn't deliver. And I've heard this arc delivers in the manga, so it needs to deliver here.